I'm gonna do a bit of a detox month, and I know it's not the start of the month when people usually start these things, but you know, it's the new moon. That's cool. And never mind, I'm not gonna smack that down. And anyway, who cares what day of the month you're starting challenges and new things and new habits. Starting things on Monday or, you know, the first day of the month, it doesn't have anything to do with anything, and I've never cared about that anyway. I'm just holding this because I have notes on here, so I don't forget any part of thing that I wanted to say. And these things that I want to do aren't just random things that other people are like,
oh, you should do this. They're healthy habits.
I have actually been paying attention to what's working for me and for my body, and I want to actually put in a serious month of work into these things that have been working for me. And this YouTube channel has always been a very good place for me to stay accountable to my own self. So that's why I'm sharing it with y'all. Maybe you'll also be inspired to do something like this as well. If you want to join, please let me know in the comments down below what you're going to be dedicating yourself to this month. Y no tiene que ser a big old long list like mine is. I mean, it's only 5 things, but for me, this is a whole kind of overhaul. You might just have one little tiny habit that you're delving into, and it doesn't even have to be serious, like,
oh, I'm gonna do this every single day this month.
Although, as my mom always says, we can do anything for temporary, right? White sugar, erythritol, stevia, sucrose, dextrose, fructose, maltose, bad-ose. They all spell B-A-D. Not healthy for us, not healthy for anybody. And this month is all about putting in the good and taking out the bad. I could rant about this stuff for a ridiculously long time, but we all know it's bad. Why does one granola bar need 50 different types of sugar? It really doesn't. Really doesn't. Eat real live berries or fruit or carrots. Carrots have sugar in them too, if you're craving sugar. Well, that's what I'm gonna do this month anyway. And PSA, if you're buying fruit that is canned or packaged in some sort of way, even frozen, look at the ingredients list, because sometimes they add sugar in where it definitely does not need to be, because it helps it preservarlo más tiempo. So I'm doing no added sugar, no junk food stuff, basically probably no packaged foods-ish, like not completely, but trying to avoid sugar for the most part. And so I'll hopefully be doing more just whole foods instead of packaged junk. And I'll probably also go for, you know, honey or maple syrup or homemade jam on my toast with my breakfast. But I'm not one to homemade bread too. Not that it matters. This isn't all about perfection. I'm not one to use, you know, a whole cup of syrup on my one pancake or like 3 tablespoons of jam on one piece of toast. I just do a little bit anyway, so it'll be used sparingly. Of course, do your own research on this, blah, blah, blah. And on the female cycle, you don't want to do intermittent fasting necessarily throughout the entire month. There are certain times where it's better and certain times where you're probably not going to function doing that. But I have been paying attention to my own body, and I will continue to listen to my own needs. I'll link to a podcast that I listened to about this, and I have listened to so much more than just one podcast. But this one is particularly awesome, I thought, especially for females, and yeah, I'll link it below. It just spells out some really good stuff. I have already done a little bit of intermittent fasting, I've just kind of dabbled in it though, and I really want to see if this makes a difference for me. So that's why I think I'm repeating myself again. I'm trying it for a whole month. And this has actually helped me beber más agua too, because when I start getting like hunger pains or I'm looking in the cupboard for something to eat when I really don't need anything to eat, especially not junk food, I just gulp down a bunch of water. I don't have to drink more water to my list because it's coming naturally already. I'm gonna do at least 2 weeks of a minimum 12-hour fast each night, and then I'm gonna just see how my hormones are feeling. If I'm gonna do more than 2 weeks, maybe. And then I'll probably throw in maybe 3-ish 18-hour fasts. We'll see how it goes. I am intending on being more present with the life that is in front of me, breathing in nature, and oh, there's like one of those spit bubble things from a caterpillar or whatever right here. Cool. just enjoying these short summer days that we have while the weather is just beautiful. And I find I spend a lot more time in this area when I have a clear, uncluttered mind. Also, when I'm not losing myself in social media holes, sitting inside the house on the couch, where it's like, we don't have AC in the house, but it is chillier inside, and I'm like, why am I not outside among this beauty? I don't care if I get a few bug bites, even if they're dang itchy. Plus, my ultimate goal, like overarching, huge, biggest goal in this life is to just be happy. Just be happy. And so not allowing random posts on social media to come across my feed that just kind of people going off about things that in this world that are just pissing me off. I will be more chill, more happy without any of that for a month. We can all check out of that information overload from time to time. So I'm only gonna go on Instagram and Facebook to post and to check my messages. I am not getting lost in my feeds, although they make it extremely, I mean, obviously these platforms are made and targeted towards wasting time on them, right? So they make it very hard, but I will go on there to post and check messages only. And I will only watch YouTube videos if I'm stretching or doing chores or other productive things. Or I can go on there also for some workouts, which I'll get to momentarily. Básicamente, no quiero waste time just staring at a screen, sitting on the couch, when there's this to enjoy. And even while eating, I don't want to be watching videos because I find myself rushing through meals and I just don't even realize what I'm eating. So I just want to slow down and actually enjoy the food that's going into my body. Also, some of you music people are gonna think I'm cray-cray, but I'm gonna do little to no background noise. So that means no music, no radio on the way to work, no music when I'm working out or going for a walk, no podcasts to fill in the time when I'm doing just mindless tasks. Maybe I will listen to a podcast or something to learn something, or even audiobooks, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to minimize that as much as possible because, as I said, I want a clear mind. I want to make room for my own creativity and my own things coming up, my own ideas. Less consumption, more creativity, I guess. Obviously, we all know keeping active keeps your body healthier, getting your heart rate up, sweating a little, growing those muscles, getting rid of unhealthy fat in your body. So I won't go on and on about that, but basically I want to get in for sure 2 actual workouts per week, let's say 20 to 30 minutes. And then other than that, I want to either a 20-minute walk, or if I get maybe 10,000 steps, which I'm usually wearing my watch and it's usually charged, not all the time. So I can usually pay attention to my steps, even though it's not completely accurate. Pero no importa, it's not about perfection. I want to keep this body moving and grooving for many years to come. I usually stay up till about midnight or 1. Sometimes I go past that if I'm feeling energetic. And then I'll get up at 8 so I can get ready to go to work. I know that people say no screens for whatever length of time before you go to bed, but I literally edit up until like the minute before I go lay down in my bed. And it works for me just fine. Maybe it doesn't work for other people, but it doesn't seem to make a difference for me whether or not I am using screens right before bed. I would say I've gotten pretty good at turning my brain off for sleep at night. So it's not so much the sleep I need to work on, and I'm fine getting a little bit less sleep some nights. It's really the getting up that I struggle with. I need to start my day out right, or I will usually regret it for mostly almost the rest of the day. So this month, me voy a levantar, actually get out of my bed after turning off my alarm. No snoozing, need to just get out of bed when that thing rings, because if I have to rush through my morning, rush through breakfast, rush to work, because I spent a few more minutes in bed that I didn't even rest more anyways, it's just not great for my day. So today is Saturday, June 17th. I will do this until July 17th. I'm gonna check in with y'all once a week in a video upload. Wish me luck, wish me willpower, because this weekend there's gonna be a lot of sweets in front of my face. And remind me how great I'm gonna feel. We can do anything for temporary. Let's get this. I'm gonna do a bit of a detox month. Man, I'm just gonna be flapping my arms the whole time. It is so buggy out here, but I'm not scared of bugs, okay? I'm gonna get bitten, and it's not gonna be a big deal.